For reference, it is midnight. It is 12:08 on the 17th. This video will go up in less than 10 hours. It will premiere in less than 10 hours. For whatever reason, this past week, I wasn't able to find a topic that I really wanted to talk about, that I really wanted to work on as a video project, as a video essay, which I think is the easiest way for me to address these things, which is interesting because I this isn't something I would do for a grade, and normally essays are things I would do for grades, but I'm not in school. um Nothing really came to mind over the past week of something that I definitely wanted to talk about, that I wanted to put in the time and create something for it. Un this is unscripted. This isn't scripted. This is all off the dome. I just talked for like 4 or 5 minutes. Mike was muted the entire time. That's so cool. Excuse me. But within the past, say, 6 hours, because this happened while I was at work, and this is a in the past 6 hours, I figured that there was something I wanted to talk about, and it dates back more than those 6 hours. It just resurfaced most recently in those 6 hours. And it is something that I have wanted to talk about for a while now. When it comes to the holidays, and I know it's January 17th, it's literally the middle of January, but during the holidays, I tend to struggle with just constantly feeling alone and loneliness. And those are two different things. Typically, I can handle being alone, I can't handle the loneliness. Um, and I think that for me, at least, that stems from ready to start building a family. And I don't, uh, eventually, that will mean kids, but I'm 24 and I'm nowhere financially. I am in no spot to support children. There's probably a better way of saying that, but that's just how the words flowed just then. But I mean that primarily in the sense of I'm ready for a partner, and I've wanted a relationship for the longest possible time. I might have mentioned this. I am 24. I've wanted a partner for like a decade now, and obviously that means something at every point. That means something different at every. I'm hearing shit. Obviously, that means something different at every point in life, and I recognize that, and I know that. But I am ready to start building with someone, and for me, that means exactly what Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase are. They are in my head. They are what a relationship is. They are what a partnership is, and in my head, I define this as someone that you know is going to be there for you at all times, that you can grow with and mature with, that is a reliable and constant force in your life, and someone who isn't afraid to call you out on shit that you're doing, right? And as much as I struggle with that during the holidays, because that's when family should be together primarily, is during the holidays, and especially with the last 2 months being Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and in an American culture. um I want to take this time to remind myself, because this is what I tend to have to do, to remind myself and you as the viewer, if you are watching this, at any point that you're feeling alone, to not neglect the fact that love stems from everywhere, love stems from everything. It might not be the romance love that you're looking for, but don't neglect the fact that you receive love from your friends, that you receive love from your parents, that you receive love from your siblings. You receive love from friends who are more than friends, and you call them family, you call them brother, you call them sister. Um, and don't neglect that. Excuse me. This is something that it's not that I struggle with it, but it's a bittersweet feeling when I see other people having romance love, and I'm someone who so desperately wants romance love, but being able to see romance in other people makes me really happy, even if it's not my romance. So seeing couples, seeing couples be happy with each other, that's a really nice touch in my day to day going ons. Being able to see that in other people, I really enjoy it. I hope that doesn't come off as creepy because it's not meant to be. But it's one of those things where I see a happy family. I see kids running to their parents because they're excited to see them. Um, I see people laughing with one another, whether they are friends, whether they are romantically involved. I see stuff like that, and that's me reminding myself that, hey, you're not alone and there is love to experience. It may not be the love that you want, and this is where, if I had spent more time on this video and on this topic, I would go into the different kinds of love because I know there's Eros, um, and that's the only one that comes to mind. But I also think that's the erotic love, and I think that's lust. But I could be wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong because that's not there's Eros, there's agape, and there are others, but I can't be bothered to go look into them right now. I just wanted to take the time to remind you that even if you don't have the love that you want, even if you don't have the love that you're chasing, there is still love to consume, and that sounds weird, but to absorb and recognize from other sources. So it's easier said than done when I say try not to feel alone, but that's kind of what I try to do whenever I notice I'm in those ruts of, hey, I'm feeling really alone right now. I'm feeling really lonely. I try to recognize that, hey, I have friends that would be very upset if something happened. My sister would be devastated if something were to happen. And I'm not saying that I am contemplating, and this is going on a tangent that it doesn't need to go on, but I'm saying to recognize that there are sources of love that do exist outside of what you're craving and outside of what you're after. And obviously it's like wanting a cigarette but using a vape instead. It's not the same thing. And I recognize that, but until you get that thing, you kind of have to make do with what else is available. Um, and I'm gonna end the video now before I start saying the same thing that I've been saying for the past 7 minutes because I feel like I've already done that for 7 minutes. But theoretically, this next week I actually have a video idea that I want to do, but I didn't want to just not upload this week because I couldn't think of anything to put the time into. So I still wanted to try and make something to stick to that want of having a video every week. So this is the video for the week. It's extremely lackluster. It's not edited. I'm not even putting background music on it. It's just me being vulnerable with the camera, and whoever sees it ends up seeing it. So that will be all for this week. See you guys on the next.